Well, let's switch for a moment and briefly talk about how DSLCC interfaces with the local high school systems. And it seems to us that you have been, in recent years, been emphasizing early college, or what you call dual enrollment programs, and have those numbers grown? What's the nature of the?
Sure.
How does this all work?
This is where that equity, in my mind, comes in, is because there will be a lot of students in our particular service area who college may not be an option financially for them. But if they can earn a certificate, and I believe we had 10 high school students finish an associate's degree this year while they were graduating from high school.
Right.
So this is really this opportunity. Now they can go on to a 4-year institution, still get a college experience, but it just saved their parents at least $30,000, maybe even more, depending on where they went, just in tuition. So dual enrollment allows us to partner with our 6 high schools that we serve, and these are courses taught at the high school by qualified high school teachers. So typically the teachers that have a master's degree that can be certified to teach at the college level. The course becomes a college level class, so they are earning college credit as well as earning their high school credit, say for English.
But it's even more rigorous.
That's correct, because it is really a high school level, it is a college level particular course. I meet with superintendents twice a year. We have lunch together, we talk about what's going on. The early college program, which our first program was really started at Allegheny High School, where we worked out a partnership with the schools so the students can not only take classes at the high school, but they can come to the campus and take classes under one set of tuition. And 2 years ago, we had our first couple of graduates out of that. Now the program has expanded to a couple other schools. But dual enrollment is a big piece for our business model, and it represents about 25% of our entire enrollment. So we work with those schools. We have a dual enrollment coordinator. She goes into all those schools. She's working with the contacts, which is typically the vice principal or or maybe a high school guidance counselor. But then our program heads, our academic programs heads, they have to approve the courses and the syllabi of which courses are actually being made. And it really is a great opportunity. And these days, and research has shown in the last couple of years that students that leave high school without any college credit are actually behind. And there's also research that just came out that the students who have completed high school dual enrollment classes academically are actually more prepared when they go on to either 2-year college or 4-year university, because they've been through that experience of the rigor of a particular course.
Well, we talked a lot about academics, but during your term here, other things have been going on. And, for example, there's we look up and we're taking a picture of a Dabney food bank. And then the next thing you know, dear to my heart, there was a brief discussion, I don't know, a year and a half ago about athletics and how they may impact the local college. And the next thing you know, President Rainone said, we want to have a basketball program. So you recently had to announce a curtailment of that because of this scourge we call COVID-19. But overall, how do you feel about it? It was a pretty exciting thing to bring the beginning of athletics back to the college.
I really think it brought a different community to the college. It brought students to the college that would have never have come, but they saw this as an opportunity.
The team had a lot of heart. We were there to
Yep.
video it. I mean, they were playing hard, and,
team-
and they did quite well.
And they did quite well at 14-10 for their first year. And what was great was we played the eventual national championship, which was the only national championship that actually got awarded through the National Junior College Athletic Association. We played that team twice, and we stayed with them until the second half. So that was really great experience. You know, you
First year
learned-
team.
First year team, first year of all coming together. So our hope is, and as you mentioned, unfortunately, because of the requirements of NJCAA, as well as really from the safety perspective of the players, they would be playing, if we did have a team, they'd be playing in front of no one because we wouldn't have any fans. We decided a tough decision, but to suspend for this coming year, both men and women's, with the hope that, and the expectation that we'll be back in 21-22, and possibly maybe even adding some additional sports.
Well, we saw the road runner at the announcement of a food bank, and I think there's also a tutoring program we'd like to hear about.
Yeah, so the food bank, which started this November, I think it's 4 years ago, and part of that is, and it is all donations from faculty, staff, community. The Rotary Club of Covington Hot Springs has taken that food bank under its wings as one of the programs to supply. There's national research that says anywhere between 40 and 60% of community college students struggle with food insecurity. And my thought was, if this can help a little bit, and it is completely, it's open, it's very confidential. If you walk in there 10 times in a day, no one will know it, because it's located in the Armory building. It's away from public view, but it's still close enough for anybody to access that. And it's being used, and it certainly has been being used. The food is being taken, I could not tell you if there was 500 students who used it or there were 50 students who used it 500 times, because it's completely anonymous and so forth.
That's a pretty cool concept.
Exactly, and it opens up, but we got a staff member who opens it up around 7 a.m. and then the cleaning crew at about 8 p.m. they will actually just lock the door to be able to have that, and then it gets reopened. The other support, so that's one support of maybe a non-academic, but another support, which is certainly an academic, and we all needed tutoring when we were in college in certain subjects.
Good heavens, I could have used it.
I needed it for accounting, but was that we've always had tutoring services on campus, but what we brought over the last 4 or 5 years is 24/7 online tutoring, and it's a partnership with this organization that we can actually, the students can access electronically. They can review papers. They review papers without telling you the answers, but they will make some recommendations on that. We included the use of the nursing modules as well, so nursing students, especially because it's a lot more science and so forth. And those hours, and especially during COVID, when we are completely virtual, those tutoring hours are even being used more. So it's another resource that we provide to get that student from the beginning to the finish line.
Well, I've been caught in a big one. I asked the president of DSLCC to come in for a 2 or 3 minute interview, and we've really enjoyed all these topics and all this background. From this fellow who has just finished his 7th year here, seeing, great part of the community, Rotarian, interested in seeing the college expand, and we certainly appreciate you dropping by today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.